What's going on, guys? Chaz with Homegrown How To. In this video, we're going to be going over how to raise your sprinklers. Now, in my case, I've got a few sprinklers that are a little bit below the surface of the actual soil. So I've got to get those up just so that I can get more efficient watering. I'm going to be raising up some rotary heads and some pop-up heads. Now, this is the area. I've got two sprinklers along this side of this driveway here, and I cannot see them. They're buried. What I did is I actually leveled my lawn with sand, so I raised up the level of the soil here, and my sprinklers just aren't able to water efficiently. So we're kind of back in that scenario. I did this with these exact same Kap-it risers a few years ago, and they have held up really well. So I'm just going to use the same ones on the same spot. All right, so these Kap-it risers, they do come in a 2-pack, which is nice. These things are awesome. Let's open these up, show you how they kind of work. So basically all this does is it just clips right onto the head of your sprinkler with these little clips here. Works really well. And you've also got this little riser that you just screw on to your extension, and that just extends that by about 1.5 inches. Some of that sand in there. But again, what you're going to do is just take a knife, cut around the sprinkler head so that you're able to get into there. All right, so now that that's nice and clean,
you can now see that the whole sprinkler head is exposed here. So to install the Kap-it system, it is super easy. You don't have to do any digging. All you do is lift up the pop-up here and then go ahead and remove the sprinkler nozzle by twisting that counterclockwise. You see the filter came out as well. So then just go ahead and screw on the pop-up riser and then take the Kap-it system, slide that over the extended riser. And before popping that on, just go ahead, take your sprinkler head nozzle and secure that in place just by rotating that clockwise. And then once you've got that tightened down and secured all the way, go ahead and let that pop-up drop and then push really firmly straight down on the Kap-it system. That will just lock into place. Super easy, super convenient. So now that that's in place, I'm going to test that by going into my Imalaza Smart Sprinkler Controller app. But before we get started, I want to go over a little bit of why I absolutely love this Imalaza Smart Sprinkler system. This thing is absolutely awesome. Uses a bunch of different smart systems to run this thing. You can come in here, customize your own schedules, and customize your zones with different photos and stuff to kind of label your zones. You can do quick runs from multiple screens on this thing. Quick run here on the front, quick run here on the bottom right corner. And then also when you're setting up different schedules, you've got a bunch of different options. You can go new grass if you've just overseeded or doing a seeding project, or if you've just laid new sod. Fixed schedule, that's what I use. I kind of customize my own things just to make sure I'm getting the correct schedule. But even if you don't kind of know how to dial in your sprinklers or don't want to take the time to do that, you can use this ET Smart Schedule. Basically what this does, it is the most integrated, powerful, intelligent weather model out there. This thing is super, super awesome. Basically what it does is it takes into consideration where you live, so the location, takes into consideration weather, temperatures, all kinds of different things. It takes into consideration pretty much everything just to maximize the watering efficiency of your lawn, and also conserves water as well. So basically create a custom timer for where you are and the time of year it is. So pretty cool options there as well. So this thing is absolutely cool, really awesome. Highly recommend looking into it. I'll post a link down in the description below, so be sure to check that out.
All right, so like I said, I'm going to run a quick run here. Just go ahead, click the quick run. I just set these for 5 minutes. This will just give me enough time to go ahead and make sure the sprinkler is dialed in and working well, which the nozzle is not in the correct position, and the spray pattern is also off, so I've got to adjust both of these. You can just take a little bit of a channel lock and rotate these really gently. There is a gear system in these, so you are able to rotate the pop-up. And then for my nozzle, I just need a 180-degree spray pattern on where this is located, so I'm just going to make sure that is dialed in as well. So now that we're all good, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the next sprinkler. So this is the sprinkler right next to that one. Again, this one got buried with the sand leveling as well, so I'm going to have to do the same thing. I'll just use the same Kap-it system on this. Then we'll go check out the back. This Kap-it riser system is so easy to use. I highly recommend checking this out. It is a little bit more expensive than just buying a traditional riser. I'll show you a traditional riser here with my rotary heads here in just a second. All right, y'all, so that was the front yard. I got those pop-up sprinkler heads. Now in my backyard, all I've got is some rotary heads. So what we're going to do, basically the same thing, just lift those up. Now some of those heads are good, but the ones that aren't, I'm going to be lifting those up with this. It's got this little female thread to it and then a male thread on the end. This is a 3/4 inch. So let's go ahead and get those done. So now we're going to go ahead, just identify the sprinkler heads that need them.
All right, so this sprinkler head here definitely needs to be raised. You can see this is where the sandbox is. This little area has a slope down from the sandbox. Kids are spilling sand into the lawn all the time, and that sprinkler head has just basically gotten buried from that. Then we're gonna come to my back fence zone, do a quick run here, and run a quick run on the back fence. And we'll check those 5 sprinklers. And then coming over to this one here is definitely hitting the grass. It's pushing it over. That's just not allowing the perfect watering effect here. But I am going to lift this one as well. That one I'm going to call good. And that one I'm going to call good. We got 2 sprinklers in the back, 2 rotary heads that need to be lifted up. All right, so you can just see all of the grass is just folded over from that grass, from that sprinkler running for a few minutes there. I'm just going to cut a large hole around this. All right, just pull out a nice grass donut there. For those of you that say grass doesn't grow in sand, this is straight up sand. Look at that. Dig that out even more here. All right, well anyways, I'm going to try taking my channel locks here, try and unscrew this head.
So when unscrewing these, the sprinkler head may come apart. That is not a big deal. It's really easy to put back together. Just unscrew the cap and then the innards will come out easily.
All right, so I got that out, just like that. And just really gently and really slowly. Again, trying to be really careful not to drop anything down into there. Once it's loose enough, I can just use my hand, loosen that out. All right, and just take this and just screw this right back together. All right, so we probably need to come up a solid 2 inches there. So all I'm going to do is just cut off this little top part here. It just cuts off really easily, and then once you get to the point, you can literally just bust it right off. All right, there we go. And just drop that down in. Just kind of piece back together your grass. So you can see that that sprinkler is shooting the wrong direction. These sprinklers have a gear inside of them that allows you to actually do this so you don't damage the head. I'll just manually rotate this to check my right stop. Make sure that's stopping where it needs to, and it is. So we are golden. Left stop stopping here. Actually, let's give it a little bit more of a rotation here. All right, y'all, so now I'm just gonna lift up that other sprinkler back here in the back with the rotary. That is how you lift the sprinklers for the pop-up spray heads if you want a super easy, convenient way to do it. It's a little bit more pricey. I believe it was like $9 for both of those. Oh, I'm getting wet. But I believe it was like $9 for the 2-pack of the Kap-it risers for the pop-up heads. Kap-it does have a riser, I think it's called a K-Lift It by Kap-it. Those things are for the rotary heads. Same kind of concept where you don't have to dig up the rotary head like I did. Those are a little bit more pricier as well, so I just went with the cheaper option of the riser. You do have multiple ways to do this job. It depends on how much you want to spend. Both of these are great methods. The only difference is the ease of application. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.